Hello, hello, One Too Many here, and today I'm going to be showing you a video on gym tower defense. This is going to be another one. Hopefully this one doesn't end up getting patched real soon. It's going to be a basic guide on how to make a 7-pass maze. I know I've already shown a video on what the 7-pass maze ends up looking like, but this one will be on the steps you typically need to take in order to build it. And just so you guys know, this is race mode and I'm playing on normal. I tried to show this very same build on, and I'm also going at faster times too. That's just so it doesn't take as long for this video. I tried to do it on extreme just to show how strong this build was, but unfortunately it just took so long to get through the video because of how strong the creep are that I didn't want to end up showing that one. It took about twice as long to do the same maze just because the creep were living so much longer. So you can see from my first two gyms that I actually put down, I put down one right here, and that's a little 1 square up offset from this path right here, and 1 square away from this one. This is really the marker that I use. So this would be your second tile right here, and this one just comes out, this tower, the first gem that I put down, and it goes right on this little square right here, right where this path kind of intersects with this other one, right at the beginning of the crossroads, is what this area is tend to be called, I guess, on the forums. So at least that's what they're calling it. And I got really lucky and I got my silver right here. You're also going to notice that I don't put any special tower combinations anywhere other than the middle. And the reason for that is, although it might be strong, I don't want anything that's going to get a lot of kills to be outside the middle of my maze, because kills, every time your tower gets 10 kills or a level up, it gains 10% damage buff. So that really stacks towards the end of the game and becomes very important in terms of like if you're trying to beat extreme or insane mode. Also, I didn't start walling off immediately. I made sure to put 2 gyms right here, and the reason I did that is because on extreme and insane mode, it becomes very difficult to kill even the starting waves on the first pass. So I like to put the couple gyms right here, so just in case they do get by the first pass, they end up having to go through my towers at least twice. It's just like a security measure. I've noticed that tends to help me survive longer, particularly on insane. But even then, sometimes you leak just because it's such a hard mode. 33% damage is not a lot. So you can see I got my star ruby, and I'm picking all my stuff very particularly. I don't want to get 2 of any particular gem, and I also don't want any certain gem that I'm not going to use to become a special tower to get too many kills. And that's another reason why I don't want to have stacking gems, like 2 of the same thing. And another thing you'll notice is I never get a malachite, and the reason for that is because I've noticed that the malachites just tend to kind of steal kills from more powerful towers, which is not something you want to do, because on insane mode and extreme mode you need to very carefully monitor how many kills certain towers get. That's really the way that you end up beating them, is by making sure your most powerful towers get the most amount of kills, because that 10% damage buff per level is very important. So you can see, as far as wall off, I got my first tile right here, and that one's walled off, and that was the first one I started walling off. And then this one's outside of my maze, so they have to go in and out. That'll be the weave. And then this one right here, the third tile, is going to be inside. Fourth tile is going to end up being outside. And of course, this tile right here is going to be inside. So this is going to be the center of my maze. And the reason I'm designing this, if you can see, everything's very particularly placed in that this is just a 1 square gap all the way around. And I'm doing this so that they end up having to spend as much time as possible in the middle of my maze, which is really the design I want. If you can see over here, Matteo is doing a very similar build to what I'm doing, but his maze isn't quite the same. The creeps just don't end up spending as much time in the middle of his maze as they would mine, because of that little figure 8 that they end up doing. And this placement right here, where this one is one square staggered above the other one, I guess above being towards the middle of the map, is very important, because what this ends up happening is when I actually create my full spiral, the entrance of it is going to be on this side. And if this piece right here were to be staggered downward, the entrance would end up being over here, which when the entrance is on this side, the creeps end up having to go all the way around my maze at least once, and then all the way around back, and it just really helps give me a lot of distance. And they have to go through kind of near the center of my maze where all my damage is pretty often. So this is another thing they recently changed, the zones. It used to be and this is the funny thing, it seems like I make a video on either an exploit or a strategy in this game, and then almost immediately after it gets patched. So hopefully this doesn't end up getting patched immediately after I make it, because it's a little frustrating to put out a video and then literally 12 hours later have it be out of date, which is what happened with my last video, which was the 8-pass maze. So this one's going to be a 7-pass maze. You don't necessarily have to do the spiral in the middle of your maze exactly like I'm doing it, but you need to make a 7-pass maze in order to beat it on extreme or insane mode. And I don't know if you saw in the beginning, I've been able to beat it on all modes, but only really legitimately on extreme mode. On insane mode, I used an exploit that I showed you guys in a certain video, and I haven't been able to beat it legitimately yet. It's just a very difficult mode. So yeah, so you can see I'm going around, and this is very important right here, how I loop around this one, and then I'm going to end up bringing this path all the way around here and over that one right there, and I'm going to connect right here. And then what that's going to make happen is, you know, they're going to obviously have to weave in and out to get these specific tiles, but then also to get this tile over here, he's going to have to go through my maze one more time, and that's what makes it a 7 pass. So that's really important. Also, the timing. You don't want to make the center of your maze too long before you connect this down over here. Otherwise, they'll try and go around, because you do have this gap right here, and this gap is very important. This is what allows the creep to be able to go over to this 7th tile. So another thing that is actually kind of good when he patched, because before, when I would do the same build, I sometimes had to build some rocks up here to kind of lengthen this. Otherwise, like the rerunner and the final boss would actually try and go around this because it was shorter. But now, since I made that exploit video on the team creep killing, he has patched it so that the creep cannot go over into another person's base, which is very nice. I like that, actually, so I'm glad that was the outcome of that last video. Which is kind of why I post the exploit videos so fast, because I figure, you know, this is something that needs to get fixed real soon. Also, I want to just kind of show the subscribers to my channel maybe like a particular cheated way or a bug to kind of advance in the game, because why not? I mean, it's all fun in games, so this is a custom game too. It's not that serious. It's not like we're playing ladder or something. I'm showing a bunch of bug exploits so people can advance on ladder. Nope. To the contrary, this is a custom game. No reason to take it serious. Alright, so yep. So you can see I've got my Star Ruby still, and I'm just kind of building around my maze. I'm making sure to connect up there. So now I'm connected. So now it's a 7 pass, and you can see my distance. It's only about 661, not too much, but I'm going to expand on the center of my maze now and end up having to build that. And basically what I'm going to end up doing is just, you know, real basic, going one square out and then just building all the way around. And this is all very precisely built so that I don't have to go more than one square. You're going to see the spiral in my maze be very, very tight. And that way I can kind of keep the damage as close as possible. That way when I build all my towers in the middle, they end up getting as much damage on the creep and the bosses as possible. So see, I'm just continuing up with the one pass. Yep, nothing too special. I think I'm actually just going to fast forward here, because this is really not very particular. Anyone could do their maze part, the spiral or zigzag maze, any way they want it. But this 7 pass, what makes it a 7 pass is this gap right here, and making sure you connect up here so they have to go to this 7th tile is what's really important about this maze. So I'll just skip to the boss kill right now, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Alright, and I am back. So this is the boss, the final run. You can see I'm the first one to finish in this particular game that we're playing right here, and that's just because I know my build real well, and I don't have to do anything or think about it really at all, because I've been doing this so many times now. I'll just follow the boss along. This is going to be on 4 times, and that's just so, because, I mean, this is just a boss run. There's nothing really too important about it. I just want to show him go down in this maze, basically. And I got fairly lucky in terms of the towers I got this game. I was able to get this particular one right here. I mean, I've even looked up how to say this, and it's a French word, but I'm not even going to try. I was able to get this one really early, and that's why it's level 12, which is awesome. This is definitely a tower, an example of a tower that you'd want to get to a high level on extreme or insane mode, because of how its damage scales so well. Now, let's see if I can get the boss. It's so hard to click. It's going so fast. There he is. Got him. So this is going to be, he just hit the 3rd tile, so he's going out again. Let's see how far he gets. I mean, this is normal mode, so it's fairly easy. Like I said, I would have wanted to do it on extreme mode, but it just takes so much longer to do it on extreme mode. And they have recently buffed the boss's speed too, so I don't know if it'd be harder for me to beat it on extreme. I beat it on extreme when the boss wasn't as fast as he is now. But I know insane mode is ridiculously hard. The boss is just so strong. And it's just going through. This would be his, I think, 4th time in. Yep, there he is. That's it. That's it for this video. You were able to see the 7 pass maze and then the boss kill also. Again, this is only normal, so but this maze will be able to get you into extreme. This is the maze that I beat it on extreme with. Insane probably just takes a ridiculous amount of luck. But until next time, this is OTM, and I'll see you guys later.